They're beautiful souls, and welcome back, or welcome to the Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Happy Monday. How are we all doing? Good to see you all. I'm really excited for this morning's energy update. I got a lot to talk about, and then I want to be able to grab some questions. So I'm going to jump right in here. So just as a bit of a heads up, this is a 2 week energy update. Next week on the Monday is a long weekend for Family Day weekend, so I will not be here on that Monday. So I've done a 2 week energy update. So I do have a lot to talk about today. And like I said, I will jump to your questions over in the live chat. This week it is an intense week. It is intense, and there's a big reason why it's so intense this week, and I will get to that, I promise. It's a week of push-pull energy, being push-pull, push-pull. I couldn't stop feeling that when I was in my meditation. It feels like nothing is moving forward this week. As soon as you wanna try something and go forward, it's like I'm taking 2 steps back. There's a push-pull feeling, and the reason for that is gonna be coming into, what I'm gonna talk about for next week, because we do have a big energy coming in next week with the Chinese zodiac of Fire Horse coming in, so there's a reason for that. Patience is going to be a virtue this week, as it's going to test our patience with this push-pull. Expect the unexpected kinda energy is what we're kind of feeling coming in, with that suddenness, with that I'm going forward and then I'm pulled back. Why isn't things working out? It's like we can't open the window this week. It's like everything's kind of feeling stuck. Trust it. There is a shaking. I've been talking about this rumbling under my feet for a little bit. There is a shaking that we'll be pushing through. And if we can just hold on to the reins until that fire horse is released next week, it's going to be immensely important that you try not to push through resistance this week. It's important to try and stay grounded this week. If you can give yourself a little bit of TLC and self care to just kind of breathe. I know I'd say this a lot, disconnect from social media a little bit, disconnect from unnecessary access to your energy fields. We put out our energy fields front and forward sometimes, and too many people or too many things, too many stimulation, too much stimulation is going to drain our energy field this week. It has this tiredness feeling. It has this I just need a break feeling. So if you can kind of work on just kind of balancing your energy this week, I'm also really pulled to my to feet. I know it sounds funny, and no, I don't have a foot fetish, but I'm really pulled to like that grounding energy, being able to just kind of like ground ourselves, simple breathing exercises. Again, with disconnecting yourself from what you don't have to have access or what doesn't have to have access to you. Preserve your peace this week because it is an intense feeling of and naturally we go into, well, why isn't anything working out, and why isn't this happening, and why can't I have it now, and why is this? Just try to ground yourself and have less. I know it's you guys are probably thinking, "Well, that's not really helpful, Anna." I'm telling you, it's gonna be really helpful this week. Being able to do a little bit of healing work and whatever healing means to you, whether it just be some meditation music in the background or going for a walk and simply breathing. That thing that I always talk about, what else do I see? What else do I see out in the world today? The world also has good things that you can see in it. And this is gonna be a great week to be able to tap into that grounding feeling. I'm just if you have any kind of like and again, this isn't medical advice, it's more energetic advice. If you're feeling sore feet or sore legs, or if you're feeling energetically like you're kind of wobbling a little bit, again back to the grounding, because it's going to be a push pull kind of week, that yo-yo kind of week. And when you think of that yo-yo feeling or that push pull, I will be curious to see how many of you have a little bit of that headachy or that feeling in behind your eyes where you just don't feel quite clear in your head. I guess again, it's energy. If you have medical stuff going on, please get that checked out. But I feel it more at an energetic level. We are way, way too overstimulated, and I feel like that's coming to a popping point this week to say, hey, just ground ourselves. Then, as we get closer to February 17th, the Chinese zodiac, the year of the fire horse, begins. And this is a really interesting energy to be coming in. Has me quite excited. The last time the year of the horse came in was in 1966. So 60 years ago, which is a very, very interesting perspective when you look at where we are right now. Some key details with fire horse energy. And again, we're going to start picking up, things will start to pick up the pace a little bit, both in your personal life and both and worldwide. The things are going to start happening a little bit faster. The fire horse is associated with freedom and speed. Things are and the speed energy of picking up. There's also an intensity with passion and ambition, and goals in manifesting do start to really gain some momentum here because timing is about to shift. The timing of things in your own personal journey, I do feel for next year, we're going to see a lot more goals being achieved, and we're going to see a lot more passion and intensity and clarity that will be coming in. And thank goodness. World stage wise, I feel that bold changes will be shifting a lot. I think we're going to see some really sudden, bold changes that are very, very much needed. So hang in there a little bit and just kind of really focus on the energy within your own self and what you're navigating through. It is extremely rare, dynamic time that we're coming in with this fire horse, like once every 60 years. So for most of us here, it might be the only time in our lifetime that we see this fire horse energy coming in. It also has a lot of characteristics for pursuing goals and not just with high energy, but with a lot of satisfaction. So, as from February 17th to next February of 2027, your passion energy is going to be amplified. Great passion. And that can be passion at many different levels, not just for your own goals, but passion in relationships, self-passion. That passionate feeling is going to be gaining a lot of momentum. If you're already a really passionate person, it may come in with a little bit of a feeling of that spicy anxiety kind of feeling. Just make sure again with the grounding and just being very present. I personally will be looking at what I want and what I don't want. Leading up to February 17th, for little things that I really want to move forward on, really thinking about them, really feeling into it, and asking yourself, what is it that I want? What do I want to work on? What do I want to be free from? Because the fire horse is bringing in some freedom, and freedom, is a big word. It's a big F word. That word freedom. What do you want to be free of, and what do you want to be free to do? Is a lot like really kind of feel into that. Give yourself some time to percolate on that, and we have all year, so it may not come out of the gate right away for you, but it may come in in as the year kind of goes by. But there is an intent. This is going to be an intense cycle, and for me, it does feel very exciting. But the speed of it, and that fire horse. We think about the racehorse energy. If we just kind of shift into that fiery racehorse energy with that freedom to run and that freedom to achieve goals, it has that momentum, that let's giddy up. And I think that giddy up, I think I'm gonna even make that part of like my mantra when I have my own I don't want to use the word issues, moments, when I have my own moments where, because we all feel it at some point in our journey where I'm not getting anywhere. I think I'm going to use the words giddy up to kind of like, let's giddy up and go. And, just to kind of give that momentum and an opportunity to gain some speed and to tap into it. We do have to tap into these things. So for those of you who may not be aware of tapping into it, little things like feeling it, little things like feeling things speed up, that giddy up, even if you want to just kind of pretend you're riding your own fire horse, to be able to tap into it. We have to kind of bring in these energies that are around us and work with them. Now, with a lot of things, with speeding up, what needs to go from our life will be suddenly moving as well. So and sometimes we don't like that, right? As we don't like to let go of, whether it be situations, places, people. But when you ask for what needs to go. And when you allow what needs to go, I also think what needs to exit is going to have that rapid feeling as well. All of a sudden, things are changing. All of a sudden, relationships are changing. All of a sudden, what needs to fall away is falling away. So, it does have both sides. As humans, we struggle with that part where we can handle when it's delicious, but when we perceive something as falling back that we've been holding on to for a long time, we do struggle with that letting go. So another thing that you can do is practicing, just literally practice this letting. I'm gonna whatever needs to go. Whatever needs to go, and giving yourself that opportunity to tap in. Resistance is it. When we go into resistance, it kind of holds us in a place. And I really feel this fire energy horse is really going to pull to push us into letting go and to going forward. That forward momentum. Race horses don't run backwards, you guys. Right? Fire horses don't run backwards either. When you think about that, I don't ride a lot of horses, but I'm assuming that making them step backwards is a very difficult thing to do. So when you kind of keep that in your own mindset, when you kind of, embrace that forward momentum energy, I think it'll really help you with. And we don't always understand, right? And here's the thing: we don't always understand why certain things, certain people, certain situations have to end or change. The big old question of one word: why? Why? Right? Why does that have to go that way? Why? And it's about going forward. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Do some reading and some digging into more of the fire horse energy. I've just literally skimmed the surface on it a little bit, but it is a big topic, and you can, if it resonates with you, pick it up. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave it here. I hope you, I hope you understand what I'm trying to relay this morning. Let's go and grab some questions here. Up to the top I go. Oh, okay, Jazzberry, long time no see, everyone. Good to have you here. Harvest Moonlight, first live stream I've caught since the new year. Happy New Year, everyone. It's good to see you here, Harvest Moon. Harvest Moon, question. I have a career related call tomorrow. How we feeling about that? What are the spirit guides saying? I needed to let out some energy there. I feel, with this call, it has a couple different levels to it. I feel like I'm up and down with it. I do feel like that yo-yo feeling with it. I don't feel heavy with it though. It does feel quite good, but I also have to say is, go into that call very grounded. Go into that call, asking for clarity, with an open. There's an openness there. I do feel like there's something new that's going to come out of that call, and I feel at first you're gonna be like, "Oh, something else on my plate." But I feel like there's already been stuff moved off your plate, Harvest Moon. So you do have the capability and the space to take this on. I just feel like I need to go into this very grounded, very open. There's an openness here. And when I'm feeling the need to be open, it's because there's something that's gonna come in that you may kind of have an initial knee-jerk reaction. So if you can kind of like give yourself some space to kind of like be grounded for that knee-jerk reaction, it will help you immensely. But I don't feel bad with this. I just feel like it's a new thing, and new things can kind of rattle us a little bit. It is interesting when you think about it, just in general. We as humans overall, maybe not all of you, but overall, we struggle with something new, right? We resist change, and sometimes the change can be a stepping stone to something better, and we don't always understand it in the moment. And so I try and talk to myself that way, like, I'm not understanding this in the moment, but I'm gonna just kind of allow it to have to move through. I'm gonna allow things to move through, and that will help a lot of you when it comes to that feeling of, oh no, I don't want to let go. Kyle, hey darling, I'm coming into a new friend group at the moment. Does Spirit have any messages about this? Um, Kyle, people come into our lives for a reason and a season. I know you know that, darling. I feel like I just got to whisper in your ear. Remember the lessons that you've learned in the past. So whether that be, if you've learned, Kyle, any boundaries, issues in the past, remember the lessons of the past and bring them forward with you. I don't feel terrible with this friend, with this new friend circle at all. But I feel like I have to say, just don't lean into old patterns before. So sometimes, old patterns may be, something along this line, Kyle, of giving so much of yourself, and not having that return energy. Just kind of remember that I've said it, and just kind of remember that, boundaries that you've learned or have taught you something for a reason. I'm not saying this is a bad friend group at all, Kyle. I'm just saying we often repeat lessons if we don't learn from our past experiences. Put your hand up if that's happened to you. Right, it's true, like, we come back into old patterns sometimes without even realizing it. So just watch for that, Kyle, our own life lessons on this journey, but I do feel like this social space for you is bringing you a delicious new momentum as well, and I also feel like your worthiness needs to be fluffed up a little bit. You are such a good friend, and you've got so much to offer, but energy needs to go both ways, right? And that's extremely important, is, we can't always be the givers, and it has to go back and forth. So just kind of keep your energetic senses aware of that, Kyle. Jazzberry, I would like to know, from sorry, I lost my spot. Jazzberry, I would like to know from my spirit team why I've been getting dizzy again, so feeling my head has a lot of pressure. Oh, that's interesting because I mentioned pressure. Let's just have a sip of tea. Number 1, and I know you know this, Jazzberry, but I do have to say this is not medical advice. If it continues, please see your doc. From this energetic place, I feel like I need to ask for more clarity, or what else do I see or know? I feel like this intuitive piece of you is trying to kind of connect with you at a little bit deeper. So I'm curious, Jazzberry, if you're allowing yourself to trust your intuition. Yeah, because I feel like it's trying to amplify. I feel like your own intuition, your own spidey senses, your own connection is trying to or amplify or grow. Maybe growth is a good word to put there. I also feel, this letting go process. I almost wanna lay you down on the earth and just allow yourself to let go. My shoulders are also tight here with you, Jazzberry, so I feel like I'm carrying something, and sometimes we don't even know what we're carrying. Like, I wanna, like, release pressure there from my shoulders as well. So I feel like if you can kind of give yourself an opportunity to lie on the ground, if you can do it indoors, it's all intention anyway. If you can get outside, it's better. It does help because we just breathe different when we're outside. But if I can just get you to lie down more, just kind of like feel the earth. Poof, I'm gonna connect to the earth. And I just feel like I need to allow that letting go, more of a letting go, because I feel like you're holding. It just has this holding feeling to me. Like I just feel very tense here. Mandy, good morning, Lana. My patience is not good, very stuck in a terrible energy of crying. I feel my angels need to break this. Too cold to go outside, and being pulled to nature. Mandy, it is very cold outside. You're probably colder than we are, because I know that you are more north in Ontario than I am, but it has been extremely cold. And I'm also missing the amount of time I normally get in the forest. But I feel like allowing those tears to flow. If you need to cry, cry. Just allowing your it's a continuation of letting go. And I know you've been letting go for a while, but I also feel recharging when you can gently. I feel like I've gotta be gentle with myself, with you. I feel like I've gotta just be very gentle. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to let go, but kinda leaning into the spiritual practices as well. Get yourself a nice cup of tea and sit by the window, and just kind of look at the sky from the window. Moments matter. Stepping out to your front step and taking a big breath of air in matters. I put my hand in the snow yesterday. I just literally touched the snow for, like, 3 seconds and pulled my hand out and then went back in. Just giving yourself that chance to connect a little bit. Mandy, I also feel, when you're finishing up one grade in school, and when it kind of like, just think for a moment of like the energy of being in like elementary school or high school. And when we get to like the month of May, and you kind of like feel like I've had enough of this experience. I feel like you're coming into the end of that school year, and that not quite sure what you're going to take next, or not quite sure what the next level is going to bring. And it's okay. Allow things to have its ending cycle. We wanna push through, and this kinda goes to all of us. We wanna push through the ending. We wanna skip the hard part. And I feel like, you can bring in the new feeling, and you can bring in the new mindset, but you also have to process the letting go and the end of cycles. And I kind of feel that's where you're at there, Miss Mandy. It's good to see all you guys here. Uh Good morning, Lana. This last month has been rough. My mom and brother are going through stuff which has been hard on us all. Is my brother okay where he is? How can I help my mom? And will this all get better? So I feel like I've got very different perspectives. I feel like there's very different outlooks here. I feel like it's almost like that ramming energy. Like I just feel like we're ramming. And I feel like everybody's and one thing that you can kind of help yourself as well as helping others is that kind of remembering everybody's learning lessons and we journey together side by side. And I actually kind of wrote a post this morning. I'm just going to pull it up for you and read it. It's on Facebook and Instagram. Let me just pull it up. Sorry here because it kind of taps into this. So it's interesting that you're asking this question. Sorry, I just want to read it to you word for word because I don't remember it word for word 'cause I channeled it really early this morning. Okay, here we go. Sometimes loving someone means letting them move through their own wilderness. You can't map the way or guide every turn. What you can be is a steady place to return to, a quiet light of rest, support, and understanding. So when people are navigating through their own wilderness, through their own forest, through their own stuff, through their own learning, we can offer advice and guidance, sure, but people don't have to take it. And sometimes we just need to be that place where they can kind of come and talk, letting them always know that we're here, but we can interrupt their lessons and people are learning things and will it get better? It'll depend on their own learning too. And sometimes space is necessary. And that's kind of how I feel like everybody needs to kind of like in their own lane, kind of hearing this energy. I also feel there's also a piece of this that's missing. So there's something here that's missing. Part of um you're and I think I'm just trying to lean in here. I wanna lean more on your brother. There's something else that's going on here that either he hasn't shared or he isn't understanding, but there's a piece here, and I just feel like I just need to give him the space to figure it out, and I feel like your mom, like, as from the mom perspective, we last thing we ever want is to watch our people trip and fall and not being able to pick them up and dust them off. But I also feel that sometimes the best thing we can do is step aside. Step I'm sending you peace, I'm sending you love, I'm sending you understanding, I'm sending you clarity. And if you need support, I'm here. But I feel like I gotta get out of the way. Like I just feel like I just gotta get out of the way. And I say this all the time, and I even remind myself this, we can get in the way of other people's lessons. And if we try to interrupt their lessons, to stop them from I mean, we can give advice, but they have to be the ones to take the learning. And if we interrupt the learning, they do go through their repeat lessons. So I just kind of want to like let you kind of percolate on that, take what resonates and leave the rest. Tabitha, I had a bad headache yesterday, but I normally get pressure headaches. The energy coming in is really intense. You guys, head and feet is what I think where we're gonna be feeling it. Elf Frog, sending comfort, Mandy. Oh, bless you guys. If I could, I'd mail you a house plant and a blanket. Oh my God, Elf Frog, you are extremely sweet and kind. What you can do, Elf Frog, and I do this all the time too, is just bring Mandy's energy to your awareness. Just think about it. And then visualize yourself sending her a house plant and a blanket. Visualize what kind of house plant, visualize what the blanket might look like, and just kind of send it to her and wrap her up in that energy. Energy is so powerful, and sometimes when we're feeling helpless, we can't do anything to ease someone's discomfort. Sending the energy is a powerful thing to do. Just think about them or look at their picture or feel them in your heart space and then send them something magical, like to find their way, a blanket or a house plant. It's interesting that you mentioned house plant, Frog, because that's a huge, growth and transformation reference. That's really cool. Um, Donna Ryan, 9675. While this totally resonates me right now, my husband's work is not good and I feel like we're going to lose it all. Can you see us coming out of this? I don't feel a lose it all energy here. Is this turbulent? Yes. Do I feel like everything's crumbling? No, I don't. I don't feel that. And as concerning as it is, try not to feed the fear. Little things like it's going, somehow, some way, or we'll figure this out. Just those little things. I also feel something changes, Donna, here dramatically with work, like instantly. It's like boom. I can't like it, but if the as rocky as it feels, it also has a thank goodness kind of feeling. It does, whether that be like a like new opportunity or a new job or a new space work wise. There's just something there, and it feels like it's gonna have a benefit a little bit down the path. But I don't feel a crumble. I don't feel like I asked to feel if things are gonna crumble. I can feel it coming out of my hands and I don't feel that. Turbulent, rocky, yep, but I don't feel it as a crumble. Um, Ember Moon 44. I'm wondering if I have a message from ancestors. I'm feeling drawn to them. I feel like you've been channeling them. I feel like you've been getting little snippets. I feel like you've been getting little messages, and I feel like that's gonna grow. And sometimes you can be questioning. I like, when we all often do, we will question, am I making this up or whatnot? I feel like I've gotta, like, allow myself to do a little bit of automatic writing, Ember Moon, just there's something there with being able to automatic write with you, and I feel like I just gotta give that an opportunity to kind of go into a depth, and or allow that to grow because I feel like they're trying to connect with you and you'll be able to write their messages. I also feel a lot of moonlight connection here, so there's something with the moon, so I would just kind of like hang out with the moon and your ancestors, ask them to join you, or you'll hear them clear on like with moon energy. It doesn't even have to be a full moon, just a clear night sky. There's something there with the clear night sky. And I also feel like I've got to get down to a body of water. There's something that connects. There's an ancestor that I'm feeling that either lived by the water or worked on the water. There's something there with water energy that connects to who they were when they were here in the physical world. I'll let you marinate in that, my friend. Wesley, anything from spirit for me? Wes, the whole new beginning space, I really want you to frolic in it, really enjoying new space, new energy, new beginnings. I feel like I want to say to you, you've done a lot of letting go and healing work. It's time to really enjoy the new and allow yourself to savor it. Sometimes we don't savor things, right? What I feel like I want to savor. I'm just going to really enjoy the new walls. I'm really going to enjoy the new people. I'm really going to enjoy the new like the I feel like I need to say just really enjoy, like frolic in that. There's a lot of frolicking energy coming out of my mouth today. Elf Frog, 60 years ago was 1966 as my math is mathing. It is your math is mathing, 1966. That was a time of big change starting. Absolutely. And when you think back, so I just want to kind of poke a little bit at the energy update that I did for 2026. This is exactly how I felt it coming in, and what we're going to navigate through is something similar to the 60s. It was a huge time, right? So in a fun time. So I feel like this is just kind of opening that door there. I'm getting a lot of pop-ups and it's driving me crazy. Uh, Let me come back up here. I lost my spot again. Okay, there's Wes, there's Elfrog, Jazzberry. Does my dear friend Elena have any message for me? She passed, and also does my friend Spernanza have any messages for me? I feel like opening of doors is what I'm seeing. They're encouraging you to open new doors and looking for new opportunities. And I actually feel that they're trying to kind of help you walk through new doors. So I'm curious, Jazzberry, if there's been anything like new popping up or new, and it doesn't have to be the great big life shattering new things, but I feel like there's a new energy, and they're just kind of like hand on your back with try the handle on a couple doors. They're encouraging new. There's something about newness, I just keep seeing and hearing the word new opportunities, new situations, newness, leading into new. And that can be learning. It also connects to learning. It can be something as simple as listening to a new podcast on a topic that you haven't listened to before. There's a new mindset. There's like all this new space that they're really pulling you to. And that really connects when you think about it to new spiritual growth. Right? All right. It's time to let go and become free. Absolutely, it is. Samantha, love you so much, Lana. So happy to catch you live. I love you too. I love all of you. I love bugging. We're all love bugging here on the channel today. Um, Lucy, much love. Anything for me? I suddenly got pulled to grab Love Your Inner Goddess book. And I'm just gonna allow the book to kind of tell me what you need to hear. I was just pulled to this. Um, Lioness. Interesting. Your ability to love yourself and be empowered is maturing. You are learning that the real beauty and value of you comes from within. You're learning to rise above emotional game playing with honesty. You can enjoy your attractiveness as a person without allowing it to control your life or your sense of self worth. If others try to control you through their opinions about your appearance or in any other way, you'll be strong enough to recognize it as their issue and nothing to do with you. Others will be attracted to your true inner beauty, appreciating your loveliness and enjoying how it helps them to feel good about who they are too. Lioness brings her own soul medicine, helping you recognize that your feminine power is grounded in dignity. Wow. I'm just curious there, my friend, if you've had some judgment stuff floating around or if you've been feeling the need to people please, because there's a little bit of that in there and worthiness. But there's, there's an your ability to love yourself and be empowered is maturing. So that self-empowerment. This is a new little book for me and I'm quite liking it. I feel I came here for a message. Okay. I lost my spot. Okay, here we go. It's Jazzberry. Yes, I think I need to get a body massage for my shoulders because that's where I held most of my tenseness. There you go. There you go, Elf Frog. I believe I jumped timelines a week ago. I've been looking for a career shift now. I've been having dreams of having new opportunities and past people being forgiving. What do my guides say? You can never go wrong with forgiving and letting go. You can, like, I mean, that is, it can be very hard to do that, but I mean, that's going to guide you into, into more space. And I think that the whole letting go as humans, most of us will struggle with that, being able to let certain things go. But I feel like I need to say to you, you're doing a really good job of allowing. And I feel like I need to just kind of go a little bit like this once in a while. There's a gentle way of acknowledging ourselves, without it becoming an arrogant space. And I don't feel you have that. The whole new career thing, I think I really feel it. It's time. I don't even feel like I need to acknowledge that. I feel like it's time, and I'm going to allow that to come in when the time of it is right. All right, Lindsey Graham. Hello, beauty. Morning, Lana. I'm leaving. Oh, these pop-ups are making me nuts. Morning, Lana. I'm learning patience with pop-ups. I'm leaving Alistair for the first time this week for work, and I'm nervous. Do my guides have any messages for us? Thank you. Lindsay, I feel like it's okay. I feel like I'm ready. Um, Lean in on the animal communication skills. Animals are telepathic. They can hear our thoughts and feel our energy even when we're not with them. So if you can try and like bring, just think about bring them to your awareness. Think about them. Bring them to your headspace or look at a picture on your phone and communicate with them. I will be back at this time. Kind of narrow it into like if you're going to be back to feed them supper, or if you're going to be back earlier than that, you can, show them the sun. The sun is still up. I'll be back before the sun sets. And I feel like if you can connect there, you will also receive his message. I feel he's fine and ready. And a part of him, I'm going to say this lovingly, Lindsay, oh my gosh, because I just tapped in the Alistair. A part of him is looking forward to the break. So the so it's very much a loving way. I don't feel that in a negative way. It's more of a loving way. Like I'm good. I'm good to have some space. And then I think he's ready to have some space where, um I don't have an ounce of concern there, Lindsay. Not at all. Ooh, it's 9 o'clock. Okay, I got a few more minutes. I gotta work this morning. I'm on Zoom, so that's a good thing. I don't have to drive in this cold weather. Jackie, if not too late, would you be so kind to provide a general message? So Jackie, I keep seeing like I have to. Sometimes all I can do is chuckle with spirit and how they show me things. I feel like I have to fluff things up, like fluff. You know how you fluff a pillow and you fluff cushions and you fluff your hair. I feel like I have to fluff, and I feel like that fluffing, and they're funny. It's not. Remember, it's them, not me. I feel like that fluffing, if you fluff things, it's gonna also fluff you up energetically. I just feel like I gotta fluff. And so when you think about what that does, it kind of like helps ourselves feel better. It helps ourselves reminding ourselves of who we are, being able to like put ourselves back into like a little bit of an alignment. If you can walk around today and fluff, Fluff things up. I chuckle, like, they're hilarious. If you can fluff things up, and really kinda tap into what that does, when you think of a squish pillow, and if you fluff it, it comes oh, here it is. It comes back to its original state. So I'm just, you don't have to share here, Jackie, but I'm curious if you've been feeling squashed or held down or like flat. If you've been feeling flat. So if you can fluff, and this is your spirit guides are so you've got a really funny spirit team. Humor's gotta relate to you because they're like walking around here fluffing everything. If you've been feeling flattened or just and it might even just be stale energy. It's been a long winter here. If you can fluff things today, it might maybe it's because 'cause it'll resonate with you, and just kinda, like, feel the energy as you're fluffing, things can go back to their form. Things can go back you can go back to your the essence of who you are. You can come back from being flattened or feeling flat. I feel like I need to fluff. I don't think I've ever said that here on the channel, Jackie, and your spirit guides are doing it in such a loving, funny way, so maybe perhaps doing something humorous while you're fluffing. I can't stop at the word fluff. Oh my gosh, they're hilarious. Tammy Azidi, anything for me today? Tammy, I just got they just got this dancing frog. Hello, my darling. If anybody knows what frog is, hello, my baby. And he's got like that stick. I feel like there's something about getting songs and music, but in unique ways. And I feel like I just gotta kind of like move my body to it. I feel like I need to move. That frog is dancing. I don't know what's going on today. Today's gonna be an interesting day with readings. I feel like I just need to kind of like move my body. I feel like I've got to, perhaps you just haven't been jazzing it up. That frog has kind of like a top hat and that stick. I feel like I need to jazz it up. So I'm curious if you've been kind of like feeling like you have, I don't know, like just you haven't felt jazzy or you need to kind of jazz. I feel like you bring that energy for to so many people, but I feel like you need it for yourself. So don't forget to add a little bit of jazz to you. If that makes sense there, Tammy. I'm curious if that makes sense. Oh my God, I could cry. Thank you. You're very welcome, Donna. Olivia, good morning. This is absolutely wild. My extremely empathetic son woke up and cannot weight bear on his right foot. Wow, Olivia. Yeah. Okay, make sure you get it checked. But I'm curious if he's been struggling with feeling grounded, feeling present. The littles tend to naturally ground a bit better than we do. But if he's got a lot going on, perhaps he doesn't feel as grounded, or solid in himself, or solid energy. And sometimes when you think about it, now definitely get the foot checked, Olivia. I'm not saying not to, but sometimes when we just need to pause and think and pause and come back to who we are, pause and just there's that piece to it too. All right. That's really interesting, says Ember Moon. You're very welcome. I need to get more days at work. Samantha, feel very connected to the lioness paragraph you read. Oh, I love that. I love that. Maybe I'll pull another one from that inner goddess book, yeah, as well as an angel number when we wrap up. Jackie, yes, I have. I will try very hard. A little backstory. I had a reading with you years ago, and you mentioned I would be moving out of state, and here I am. Thank you. You're very welcome. And sometimes, Jackie, in sessions, we don't always understand the time. And people will say that to me, quite often is you said this back then and it didn't happen until now. And and sometimes in any reading, the timing of it can be hard for anybody that channels because time doesn't exist there or exist up there. And there's also choices here in the physical world because we can affect timelines just based on our own choice and free will as well. But yes, thank you for the update there. It makes complete sense, says Tammy. Thank you. You're very welcome. Okay, guys, it is after 9 o'clock. I have pushed the boundary a little bit here with time, and that's okay because I don't have to drive. I don't have to drive to work today. Let's grab an angel number first, and then we'll grab an love your inner goddess message. Okay. 253. Your heartfelt prayers are the reason for the changes that you're making or considering. These changes are truly answers to your prayers, so welcome them in and trust the journey. That was interesting. All right, so Love Your Inner Goddess guidebook by Alana Fairchild. Woohoo. And we just dropped it. 1 second, guys. There we go. Okay. All right. You guys got to help here. So what do we all need to hear? Inner goddess. And remember, the inner goddess is an energy that runs through all of us. It's an energy, not a gender. We all have an inner goddess in there. The divine feminine. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Bright destiny. It's okay to feel unclear or even confused about what's happening in your life or within you at this time. It's like that because you are going through soul growth. Things will become clear in time. For now, however, let the process happen. Fear can make us try to force something that isn't quite ready yet. Don't try to impose a meaning, take action, or understand it all prematurely. Don't think too hard. That's a big one. When it's time for you to act, you'll know it. It's okay to relax and trust the moment of clarity will come when the time is right. It talks a little bit about that push pull, right? Um, to become spiritual guidance, to become truly yourself, shining your divine beauty and light, you will go through the process of releasing what is no longer right or true for you. Like a caterpillar who needs to shed when it's time to emerge as a butterfly, you will let go of the person you once thought you needed to be. That's delicious. This can this can feel freeing and exciting. It can also seem frightening. You may feel crazy sometimes trying to hold on to a past that is no longer available to you and grasping it for a future that is yet to be. Sometimes it can feel like a dark night of the soul, filled with questioning and confusion. Others may not understand what is happening, and you may feel as though you can't really explain it either. In such times, we have to trust that all the changes and uncertainty are part of the process of growth, letting go in order to open up to something amazing and new. What is happening for you? This is happening for you now. You don't have to be afraid. You're going through this because you're ready for it. And if you think, even if you think you're not, this is a loving reason for all of it, even if you can't see that right now. That was a bit long, but I thought it was beautiful. There is a ritual. If you guys are interested in the ritual, place your hands in prayer and bow your head. Feel like you are surrendering. Let go. As you do so, a beautiful light shines all around you, holding you safe and bringing you peace to your heart. Let your heart feel light and smile gently. I like that one. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. All right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful 2 weeks. Tammy, it makes sense. Okay, I'm glad that it makes sense. Um, have a wonderful 2 weeks. Like I said earlier in the live, I won't be here. Next Monday it is Family Day weekend, so wishing you all a wonderful time with your own family, and enjoying some downtime and some connecting time and some loving time. As always, I'm wishing you love, light, and blessings. Have a spirit guided 2 weeks, you guys. I think I'm gonna fluff. I really like that message. I just I can't disconnect from that fluff. For those of you who are feeling this, similar or feeling like a little bit of flat, that was a really good idea. I think I'm gonna go fluff something before. Right? It I don't know, that really resonated with me. But when you think about, sometimes we feel flat or stale. I'm not feeling that way currently, but I really like that message. So I'm gonna go try it. Fluff. I'm gonna go fluff. Love you. I love you guys.